Everyone. Welcome to the SD Podcast. Of course, this is brought to you live 100% from the beautiful city of Oceanside, North County, San Diego. We are in the Kicker Lab studio bringing you nothing but great news, great sports, great everything, man. We got a lot of cover today. We got, of course, San Diego Padres talk. We got a little NBA, a little draft, a little soccer, and a little WrestleMania. So we're gonna be covering WWE for sure on this episode. And as you can see right here on camera, we are joined by our first guest at the SD Podcast. We're joined by Curtis. Super cool homie. We've known him for a really, really long time, but I'm glad he's out here joining us.
And we're gonna be an hour ago.
And we're gonna be talking sports, bro. It's gonna be tight. Again, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for kicking it. And let's get to it. Smoke?
All right, well, let's go balls deep with the heat. Let's talk about the negatives first before we get to all the positives, because there's a lot of positive going on with San Diego sports in general, wrestling in general, life in general. So the SDFC started off strong, not doing too hot. They lost the last two. We are in sixth place, as you know. So we are actually facing someone this Saturday in the hometown, Snapdragon, who we beat. And so this is kind of starting off to be a little rivalry. I mean, they are 11th place. They're not really that tough. But we are starting off with a little rivalry with the Salt Lake. Who cares what their fucking damn team name is? All right?
Love it.
It's a rematch. We beat them once. Let's beat them again. But other than that, injury bug has hit the Padres, and I guess it's like the flu because it takes 6 to 3 months to get rid of. Cronenworth not doing too much better. A little bit positive on Darvish. I guess rookie boy Roy Jackson Merrill took a step back.
Well, you know what? I have a word that I've been wanting to use for probably like the
Don't
last
say the
2
N-word,
weeks.
bro.
I can, by the way. But load management, man. And I'm gonna leave it at that. That's gonna be the little teaser for the injuries. But I wanna keep on going a little bit on the soccer, dude. I mean, yeah, the SDFC hasn't done as well as of late, but again, a long season. They still got time to recover. San Diego Wave has performed a little bit better. Won the last game, and as we mentioned the previous episode, CONCACAF, the Championship Cup for the Americas. It's finally underway with the semis. We had the first bout not long ago, which was, I think they call it tiers. So I don't know why I said bout. Maybe I'm just used to seeing motherfuckers get, in the ring, and fuck their shit up. But first tier with Tigres and Cruz Azul, tied game. So the second and final tier will definitely be 100% elimination. Today we got Vancouver versus Miami, so that match is underway pretty soon, and even in the NBA a little bit. But we'll get to the NBA a little bit later. But for now, let's roll with this injuries, man, because the San Diego Padres are just on the mix of things.
Well, I got a question. How do you feel? Are you a CONCACAF guy? Are you a soccer guy?
Not really a big soccer guy, but I'll watch it every once in a while.
How do you feel?
I think it's great that it's coming to Oceanside. We got that front wave here in Oceanside. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, the indoor team, the Sockers.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's a fun watch. I like going to that stadium. I think it's great for Oceanside that we have that stadium, and I love going there. If you haven't been there, you got to check it out. You got to go.
I have yet to be there, but I've seen pictures of numerous events that were there. They say there's not a bad seat in the house. Have you been
There's
there
not
yet?
a bad seat in the house. I even went and saw AEW wrestling there. It was great.
I heard that. I heard
It was
that was
fantastic.
one of the best. Yeah. So, you got the WrestleMania, obviously special guest. You also are a Padre fan. How do you feel about these injuries happening for the Padres?
Well, good and bad. I'm a little indifferent. Also, I think injuries happen all the time. They happen every season. I'm glad they're happening now and not later. I'm glad
Amen.
they're happening, not happening at the All-Star break or before the playoffs. Now's the best time to get it out of the Padres system. Let's get it over with now and not come back to it. Let's get healthy and let's get ready for, the All-Star break, and then let's go into making our way to the playoffs.
So let's we know the Band-Aid's already ripped off. Let's talk about some positivity about the injuries. Luis Arias, we all know, carted off the field in Houston. Give us some
scary.
good news, Vic.
Well, the good news is that he was ready to go the next day, but concussion protocol
Yep.
had him go to the IL for 7 days. So it's because of the protocol that we are missing this guy. If not, he would be in the team, dude. He was ready to go. Like, yes, it looked scary, and yes, he was carried out on a stretcher. And I mean, it wasn't a dirty play, bro. Like, if you want to watch it over and over again, it wasn't dirty, man. Like, the second baseman obviously doesn't play first, so he doesn't know exactly where the runner is gonna be. So he was, he just didn't time the wrong position. But it takes two to tango.
If you're a diehard Padre fan, you know that was not a dirty play. I talked to this intelligent man to the right of me before the cameras were on, and we do have a long-extending rivalry with the Detroit Tigers. I don't know if you youngsters remember that, but you better get in tune. You better learn the history of the Padres. They're not our friends. Was that on purpose? 100% no. What I think was a dirty play was yesterday when our guy was going into third base, and that dude completely covered the bag with his ankle, and the umpires didn't call it. Do you remember that play?
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Did you see that play?
I did not get a chance to see
Yeah,
it.
Lie and say yes next time. Let's go. How do you feel about that play?
I really feel like the umps should have at least, give him a warning.
If you're gonna call, Bogarts out when the pitcher threw it to the first baseman and Bogarts was in the way, interference, he's out. How is that not interference? If you're gonna play the coin, play both sides of the coin.
Yeah, it's choosy. It's really picky choosy. They'll call it on us, but they won't call it on them.
I think that's ridiculous. Let's get back to some good news. Next man up, though, because we have an injury bug. Sorry, I don't mean to, cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
There is an injury bug, so next man up. Who do you want the next man up? I'll tell you what. Leo DeVries. He hit a cycle this last week with 2 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
A cycle with 2 home runs. 5 hits, 8 RBIs. It's pretty much him versus the extra team, the other team. That's kind of what it is. 8 RBIs. If this guy makes 8 runs by himself,
It's incredible.
anybody else, let's go. That's our guy. Another positive note before Vic goes on an amazing story, because he's a smart man. Tatis Jr. tied for the most home runs in the National League. 8 home runs, tied for first. Next man up mentality. But what about the guys we have right here? What about the guys we have right here pulling all the stops? Manning was injured last year. He's not injured now. Toddy, whatever. He's not hurt now. Honestly, I'm going to ask you, Vic, is this the first time he's starting off a season from the get-go?
No, it's not his first time, but it's the first time that he's been hot the way that he is, dude. He's carrying the team, and honestly, it's way too early to tell, because we said it with Merrill a little bit before he got injured, but Tatis is on the way to an MVP level type season, bro. Like he's got the same mentality that Manny did back in 22. because like Manny was carrying that team, even though he got injured in San Francisco, his ankle was busted, but he was just like, nah, dude, let's keep playing, and keep winning. But you know what? To retrospect a little bit, I think you might have got confused with the Detroit series and the Astros series, because what happened to Arias was at Houston.
No, I said that. No, I said he.
Okay, bad.
I was
But
putting
it happens.
two and two together.
But it happens, dude. I mean, it happens to me all the time. I check it out in the videos. You know, I get my series mixed up. But
Sure.
again, coming back to the series, man, like honestly, I was expecting 4 out of 2 and not 2 out of 4. Not the greatest road trip thus far,
No.
but like Curtis said, you know, it's good that it's happening now, because if you really step back, yeah, the Padres are hot. They're still an elite team all around MLB, but they are hurt, man.
We're hurt, and we're still first in the National League, first in the National League West. With what he's saying, though, correction-wise, we are fans, talking to fans as fans. We're always wrong. I had a question two episodes ago that I was very incorrect on my answer. So the first inaugural pitch at Petco Park in 2004 was not David Wells. It was actually the former U.S. President, Jimmy Carter, who is a Padre fan. So I'm mistaken. If I ask questions, I got to get the answers right. So I was wrong. So I apologize to you guys. Apologize to myself. Apologize to you, Vic. You know, hey, that's why that segment is thrown out the window.
Yeah, for fans, by fans.
I just want
100%.
to mention too, like on the topic of Tatis, I mean, he really is carrying the team right now. In Statcast, he's number 6 right now
In
the
all
league,
of MLB.
in all of MLB,
Batting average?
Number 6 in what?
and basically stats leader.
He's like everything. He's
Ooh.
like in everything.
Yeah, batting, fielding, running. He's number 6 right now overall. Shohei Ohtani is number 23.
Well, you know what?
I wouldn't
Ohtani-
compare those two players because
Yeah.
they're two different players.
Yeah,
In my-
They are,
in
but
my-
here I want to make a point is that we've got a Padre who's number 6, and the first Dodger is number 23.
Ooh, okay. Well, if you see it that way.
So it goes to show you that this team is a definite contender this year, despite what anyone thinks. I mean, despite the injuries, despite we might have a little lack of depth here and there. We might have we need another starting arm. We need maybe another first baseman. We might need another slugger. But despite all those things,
Why don't you say the C word, bro? Why don't you say what we really need? Say the C word.
we are championship contenders.
No, we need a catcher. We need Ethan
We
Salas.
need
baby.
Ethan Salas. We need
You're still
DeVries.
against it. He's saying this. He's saying it's not going to happen this year. I think Ethan Salas will be
I
called
think
up.
it could happen post All-Star
Thank
break.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
It could happen post All-Star
And
break.
you know what? I'm kind of coming around to the idea a little bit, just because
Definitely
we
with DeVries.
we've yeah, with DeVries 100%. Yeah, he's 18 years old. Who cares, dude? He's got the potential.
What's his position?
He's a shortstop.
Oh.
That's the one thing,
One
and that's
thing
why they
is-
haven't called him up. And you know
We
what?
don't
It's like
really need a shortstop right now, but
We
we
need a
will.
second baseman.
Well, we need a first baseman and a second baseman. If Cronenworth doesn't come back soon,
I think
Which I
Sheets-
think he is gonna
Sheets
come
could
back
play
soon.
good first, but I could be wrong because Sheets is pretty tall. I mean, he's a good hitter.
Sheets is
I
a-
love his addition.
honestly, I think we should have started Sheets at first base to begin with. Anyways, I really don't like Arise at first base personally.
yeah, she's
I
has been
think you
good.
should have been our DH the whole time. Arise.
Yeah, true.
You know,
I do not
as,
disagree.
As a player, obviously not a professional. Yeah,
nothing
call
against
me
the
up.
Rise.
Call me up, motherfucker. Not a professional, but as a player, I would rather be playing in the field than be a designated hitter. That's a lot of pressure to do one job. So I do commend. Hats off to the designated hitters out there, but like that's a tough cookie, bro. I'd rather make a mistake at shortstop and then make up for it on the plate instead of strike out and now I gotta just wait for my next at bat. What do you think, Vic?
No, it's true, dude, and that's the main reason why the Padres didn't just single out Arias as DH, because first off, he wanted it to be in the field day in and day out. So, they're chasing for an extension with him. So, if they just designate him as a hitter, he's not gonna want to resign with the Padres. They have to give him some field time, and
I understand that.
it's been working. Not a lot of plays have been in his favor because he had a couple of faults, but you know, you don't want to get in too deep because it's only been 1 month of baseball, and for Padres to be in first place in the NL West, my bad.
NL Wells, baby.
Hey, shout out to all my
Wells.
Wells Friars out there in the UK. But again, man, you don't want to get in too deep with 1 month in the season because first off, we didn't even expect the Padres to do anything like this. We
I
had
did.
so low expectations, no
I
additions
did.
in the
I did.
playoffs, like not playoffs, and the off season, and with the Dodgers doing what they did in the off season, like we were like, dude, we're never gonna even hit first place in the NL
There
West.
was doubts.
No, I'll relate to what Vic said. You know, you can go off this, but yeah, our spring training was embarrassing. You're right.
We really didn't make too many moves.
and-
Wasn't any headlining moves.
So how in the hell do we come off swinging so strong? I'll tell you what, and his name is the Fog.
I'm gonna say Mike Schill, dude. It's not
I say
Niebla.
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 bro.
It's-
I say Niebla.
Nuebla and Schilt have been a great team for this team. I'm going to put it that way.
But I also agree with Vic. It took a real coach to coach these guys. These are humble. And has Mike ever won one? Has Mike ever won one?
I think he got one with
Did he get one with the Cards?
I think he got one in St. Louis. Yeah.
And he went to the playoffs like 3 times with them.
So he knows what it takes. He knows the heartbreak, and he knows what it takes to win. I think that's all this team needed. You know, we have veteran leadership on pitching with Yu Darvish. He doesn't speak our language, but I guess he speaks pitching because everybody absorbs and appreciates him. Veteran leadership on the defense with El Minstro. Damn it, Manny. You are leading this team to a championship caliber team, and keep it up. Leadership now it comes in house when it comes to AJ Preller. Leadership when it comes to Mike Schultz. Ruben the Fog Niebla. We are now, they say small market Padres. We're now a championship caliber team. And if you guys still want to ignore that, I've heard you guys, when Tatis hit the home run, you know what they were talking about? Because I watched the other broadcast. They were talking about Ohtani. And so I like how you compared Ohtani to Tatis, but like, bro, give us our flowers. We're not playing the Dodgers. We're playing Padres baseball. If you
we're
guys
not worried about the Dodgers right now.
there you go. If you guys want to think it's us versus them, you're very wrong. It's us versus us, and we feel like we're champions. Detroit, you got us. We'll see you again, motherfuckers. But until then, who's our next opponents, boys?
Tampa Bay.
The Rays. You are gonna pray to your Padres.
And you know what, dude? That's the one thing too, man. Like, just the amount of talent that is in this squad and in this city, man. Like, yeah, it might have taken Mike Schultz to like really wake him up, because like they've been there all along, dude. We've had this core for a couple of years, but they just haven't clicked the way that they're clicking now. And I still think that Bogarts is headed for a great season. Don't worry about the double plays, man. Double plays happens to any player.
I think he's had a great start.
Watch Machado. He runs into double plays from time to time.
He called Tatis being the starter in the lineup before it even happened. This guy he's a smart man.
It's where he should be.
Yeah, no, and Tatis is probably the best leadoff this whole entire 2025 season, all throughout major leagues. But
Hands down, bro. Literally,
100% I agree.
when you start a game and you're going to get a pitcher with his first pitch, it's going to be one of 2 pitches, a ball or a strike, right? Tatis is swinging at the strikes.
and see, that's the one thing that I do want to get into, man. The discipline of these boys at the plate. Like, Tatis has completely shifted his gameplay around. Manny has been amazing at the plate. Like, these guys are getting 9 to 10 pitches before they get a really good swing, or in some cases strike out.
Is the 22 is the pick in yet? Is the Charger pick in yet?
I'll have to check.
And we're over here also on the draft, making sure that the
We're
Chargers
real,
get
we're
something.
live and we're raw. This is the NFL draft. This is Tuesday. This is Padre Baseball. It's the SD Podcast. For the record, San Diego Padres, since we started this goddamn shindig, have been number 1 in the West. And guess what? As of today, we are still
Number 1 in the West, man.
you damn
2
right.
weeks running.
Respect the Murph. Respect the Murph.
And respect these Padres, man. Again, they are a small market team, but they're transcending, dude. Like just everywhere in the country, you could find a Padres hat
On
now.
the clock is the Chargers.
Chargers are on the clock. We will give you a live, up-to-date answer when they pick. But I want to throw Vic a curveball for a second because he's been wanting to say this for 3 weeks. He just keeps on forgetting because he doesn't write it in his damn notes. There is some youth baseball that the San Diego Padres are going to be doing here in San Diego. I know one of them. That's you want to say this one? That's Jackson Merrill. Right here. Jackson Merrill.
August 7th, 2025.
In Santee from 10 to 2 o'clock. It's youth baseball. So what does that mean? What does youth baseball camp mean, Vic?
It means that you could take your youth ball player out and get a camp by a professional ball player so they could up their skills. And whether they're in a game or whether they're just in a practice mode, they're still going to be learning high-level skills from these professional players. Manny Machado's got one coming up. I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared with the flyers so you guys could see him. Hey, but thank you, Smug. I appreciate you bringing it up because I have been wanting to say it for a couple of weeks, man. You got Jackson Merrill doing it. You got Manny Machado doing it.
Isn't Toddy too?
And
Sheets, right? Or somebody.
yeah, there's a couple other ball players, but like the main headliners right now, since they're part of the core squad, Machado and Merrill are hosting youth camps throughout the county of San Diego, so you guys could bring your young ball players out and have them increase their baseball IQ.
So again, it's youth baseball camp with San Diego's Rookie of the Year, Jackson Merrill, August 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Santee Sportsplex. I guess it's all ages. I'd want to go, but I'm not a youth no more. But yeah, definitely show up because they're all showing love. Before we get into the sex of the goddamn podcast, because we are going to talk wrestling, is the pick ready?
Let's see.
All right. Well, while they're checking the picks, I'm going to be cruising down through the comments. So shout out everybody on the comments. Shout out to the IG. Shout out to the YouTube. And also shout out to all the people in Apple Podcasts and on Spotify tuning into this episode. I see a lot of people joining in. Denlock, shout out. We just had him on in the Kick It podcast. Then we got Slick Slickered. If you guys have not been to Slick Slickered, pull up in Vista off of
Say it.
the main street, bro. Santa Fe Avenue, of course. Hey, it's the suspense. You know, you gotta build it up. Everybody gets tripped out because of the pauses.
Hey, you know what? I want to give a shout out to the homie who inspired us. Not the full name, but gave us half the name of the podcast. My boy Riz. His birthday was yesterday. Happy 29th. And I also want to give a huge shout out to a man that inspired me more than he knows. My co-host right here, Victor V. Man, I appreciate you a lot, brother.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, yeah, we have a special guest as well. I want to give a shout out to you, Mr. Well, at least on this show, Mr. WrestleMania. So before we get into that, though, let's get this Chargers pick, and you're going to announce it. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Curtis. Bring it on.
All right. Last I checked, it's still on the clock.
Oh, no worries.
Let's
Well,
find out. Let's see if it's not. Let's see what we got here.
well, all we know is that the Padres are kicking ass, and they're gonna keep on kicking ass, man. Don't be upset because they lost
Pick is in.
4 in the road. Be happy because they're still in first place in the NL West.
All right, you know what? I can segue. I can stall. I have a story about home plate real quick. So the story of home plate is a funny story. I don't know if anybody's seen that on Instagram. I saw it. So it used to start off as a square, and it was a square plate just like all the other bases. It was 16 inches, so it was a little smaller than a regular base. It was initially square. In 1869, they made it a circle plate, and it was 18 inches, so a little bit bigger, but it was a circle. Then they used marble. They used they used marble. They used cast iron, and even they used a dinner plate to make it a plate. So they call it home plate for a reason. Obviously, what we saw now is a little different than what they were used to when they developed home plate. But as a kid playing school in the afternoon, or playing ball outside of school, when you got to run home, you got to run home, and you're running home for dinner. So it's crazy that dinner plate was used for home plate. That's just a little fun fact. I'm not doing no more questions, but I'll do you a little bit of history, and that's one of those.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that. I think Vince Scully is the one that ran the history.
And it was a
on.
Padre game that he said
Yeah,
that on.
yeah. That shit was cool.
This man, we follow the same fucking people.
You know it.
All right, the pick is in, and the number 22 pick, Chargers select running back from North Carolina, O'Marion Hampton.
Oh, Marion, welcome to the Bolts, baby. Wait till they feel your lightning. Let's go. Welcome, a new opportunity. You just got a career. Congratulations. Didn't expect us to pick a running back.
I was gonna say the same thing, dude.
Me either.
Running back? Wow.
I was thinking it was either going to be defense or a wide receiver.
Because we already got a pretty good running squad, so. Whew,
I
okay.
was thinking linebacker, defensive back. He was thinking wide receiver, tight end. You were thinking tight end. Oh my gosh! Well, congratulations, the new member of the squad to
O'Marion
the
Hampton.
Chargers.
To the SoCal
Okay,
Chargers.
well, you know what? Now it's time. Now it's time to show you why we brought this son of a bitch here.
Wait. Don't advance just yet. Okay, we're in draft mode. Okay, we're in draft mode, and before we move on from the draft, we gotta, of course, talk about the first two picks on this 2025 draft, man. First overall pick, Cam
Ward
Ward, yeah.
from Miami, quarterback.
To Tennessee, right?
Yep, Tennessee QB.
Titans.
Tennessee's got a new gunslinger. All right.
Dude, and to be picked number 1 overall, like that means that no matter which team had the number, you were gonna get picked, bro. Like that's it. And quarterbacks, obviously, they're high up there in the list. I mean, it takes a little while to develop them, probably like a full season, but like afterwards, I mean, you already saw it with Washington. What are they called? The Commanders. I mean, they got
Redskins to me. Oh, sorry.
they got extremely lucky with their pick that he was a complete rookie, making it into the playoffs, almost kissing the fucking Super Bowl. Like, man, I'm kind of excited to see a little bit
how many
of Cam
stories
Ward.
have you seen though? The Tim Tebow story, the Colin Kaepernick story. I'm not even a San Francisco fan. I'm just saying there's so many stories where rookies got almost there, almost don't make it. Phillip Rivers, in my mind, Hall of Fame. Did he make it? Not a chance. So good luck to you guys. Good luck to the quarterback of the new Tennessee Titans. Who was the second pick, Vic?
Oh, dude. So this one was like probably the most controversial because some crazy shit happened right before the pick. So the
Some Eli Manning shit, huh? Some Eli Manning. No,
Well, I mean, no, wait. I'm thinking of Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning went to the Chargers.
no, Eli did.
Eli did?
Yeah, he
I thought it was
he
Payne.
pulled
I don't
that
know. These
bitch.
motherfuckers'
Anyway.
last name is the same. So, all right. So what happened is that the Jags ended up making a trade with the Browns just so they could end up getting the second pick. They ended up getting this guy from Boulder, dude. He's super
What's his
famous.
name? Who
He
is that
even
guy?
got his number retired. Why did he get his number retired? I have no idea,
Because of
man.
his daddy.
It's not his dad, bro. You're talking about Sanders. It wasn't Sanders. It was actually Travis Hunter.
His stepdaddy, Sanders.
Well, I guess if you want to put it that way. I mean, he's a dad to the team, so you are correct.
I'm not gonna lie though, that is a good pick for any team. I wish the Bolts would have got him for the 22nd pick. We had no chance. I'm surprised we got a running back. Wow. How do you feel about that? But who got him?
It ended up being Jacksonville Jaguars, who they
I'm
got Travis
sorry.
Hunter.
So sorry, your career is going in the fucking toilet bowl of Louisiana.
Dude, I'm stoked
My
for him. I
bad.
mean, he's a young man coming from a college background. Boulder didn't do that great themselves.
Hey,
so
after those
just-
4 years, man, come to the Chargers. Derwin James.
Like-
Peterson.
Could do well there.
Like the main thing is like he got the bag, and that's what you want for these kids. You want them to get the bag.
So you know this, and I'm sure you're gonna learn this, or you also know this. They don't get a bag in their rookie career. They don't get a bag on the rookie signing. I think they get like $400,000 or whatever, and then it's a 4-year contract. So it's really you're making $100,000 a year for 4 years, and then you can negotiate to get the bag. So
well,
or
probably
I
not.
could be wrong. Like I said, I've been wrong before, guys.
Probably not for Travis because they've been talking about him being the unicorn, the Otani of football, because he's a two-way player. He plays offense and defense pretty goddamn well.
So he's bi-playeristic. I mean, whatever. We accept that nowadays, right?
Yeah, we accept all shapes,
Plays a little
forms,
Iron Man.
and sizes. But that's
You don't
that's
think
I like
Derwin?
that.
You don't
I
think
like that he
Derwin
plays
James
Iron
could be a wide receiver? Probably one of our best wide receivers, better than Quentin Johnson. Is it Johnston or Johnson?
I thought it was Johnson.
I don't know. He doesn't make enough plays to remember his last name. I'll tell you that. But we got Mike Williams back. We got Lab McConkey. You know what? Enough about the Chargers. Let's talk about what really matters. WrestleMania weekend.
Wait, hold on,
Just-
hold on,
uh-uh.
hold on.
Damn it.
Last thing. Okay,
You're killing me, Vic.
Chargers got a running back. I don't want to spoil it, but the Raiders also got a running back. And they got a pretty good damn running back. So
Who do they get? Who do they get, boss?
Raiders.
Announce it. You gotta announce. You gotta announce
so
it.
I don't know why both teams are on the same page. Maybe they're rivals through and
Ashton
through.
Jeanty.
So the Raiders
Boise State.
select. Were they the 23rd pick?
Raiders? No, they were the 6th.
I don't know this kid. You know what? Who is the Raiders starting quarterback? Do you know? Do you know anybody?
Wasn't it Garoppolo?
Is it still?
was.
Is
Is it
it
still?
still?
Maybe.
I thought they got Wilson or somebody. I thought they got a good
Wilson.
one.
Yeah, they got Wilson, but they still have Garoppolo. They got both.
Oh man. So do you think Garoppolo will start under Wilson's education? Or you think Wilson will give it a go again?
Like Russell?
What other Wilson is in the goddamn building?
Dude, I know Wilson from the fucking movie with Castaway, so
Is he in the NFL? Is that soccer ball in the NFL?
it was a volleyball, motherfucker.
Volleyball.
Right.
You son of a bitch. Now can I do it? Can I do it now?
Run it, dude.
Okay.
Fuck the draft.
So now it comes down to finally what I've been excited for. You know what? I was actually impressed with Vic off camera. He said he took a lot of notes about wrestling last week. I was super sorry that we went through it so quick, but we're not doing it quick this week. We got our special guest. He was at the Las Vegas WrestleMania.
41.
One of a wrestle fan right here. Tell us how it was.
It was freaking awesome. I gotta say, it was something else. And we were just talking about the Raiders. This was at Allegiant Stadium. Allegiant Stadium is probably the best thing about the Raiders right now. Is they have an amazing stadium. I can't say much for their team right now, but they have a great stadium. It is phenomenal. Getting in and out of there is pretty easy. The food is great. I had some poke wonton nachos that were salmon based.
Oh,
I
that
can't
sounds
even- I
kinda
couldn't
dank.
even
Amazing.
tell
Like they were good. I had my $24 cocktail and my $18 poke nachos, but I enjoyed every bit of it for the price.
So you went to
Stadium prices, it's expected, you know.
you went to both days of WrestleMania.
I went to both nights. I went to Saturday and
How long
Sunday.
were you in Las Vegas?
5 nights.
Too long. Okay, so how was the first night? What was your personal favorite match?
Well, I mean, I gotta give a shout out to my boy Jey Uso for winning the world title.
Woo!
Yeet, yeet. I got to give a shout out to him. That was great to see him actually win the big one. Great entrance coming out through the crowd, leaving through the crowd, and leaving it all out there against Gunther. I thought it was Gunther. You know, I thought it was a great match to kick off WrestleMania. It was a great way to kick it off.
Now, so I was kind of surprised the matches they started off with.
I was
Maybe
too.
maybe they were so good because nerves were there, so they were like, doing it. And you know what? That's kind of, I think that's kind of what you need. Like rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I'm a big Seth Rollins fan, so super happy. That was a surprise for everybody, at
Yeah.
least me. What about in the audience?
I mean, absolutely, everyone was surprised with the way it was going to go. I had my feelings about the way they set that up on the previous Raw.
a favor.
Yeah, because it was like CM Punk, Seth
CM
Rollins,
Punk,
and
Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. At a
Roman
triple threat
Reigns.
match.
There you go.
And the two Heyman guys were jockeying over control over Heyman, basically trying to get Heyman to be in their corner, and CM Punk, Heyman owed him a favor apparently, and had Heyman be in CM Punk's corner instead of Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns is supposed to be the wise man to the tribal chief Roman Reigns, the OTC, the original tribal chief.
Yeah, but that's like old news, right? Like, I mean, he's no longer champion. He's not necessarily a tribal chief because there's no tribe.
Well,
He still got
the
the
thing,
Ulafala, right?
the thing
Did
is,
he
he's
still
still,
win the Ulafala?
he's still got Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, and we still got
You got Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn is still like the honorary Us. You know, he's still around. There is still two sides. There's two sides to the tribe. I think that's kind of fallen apart on the other side, but definitely not as cohesive on the other side. There's only like a few guys over there. But for sure, it was definitely a surprise that Paul Heyman just went right with Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins became a new Heyman guy.
You know what? That
And
surprised
Heyman
me.
drops the two current Heyman guys.
Didn't surprise me that Seth Rollins was gonna win it, but it did surprise me that he became one of Heyman's guys. I guess that's what they're calling it now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about one of the best matches of the whole weekend? You got to see it with your own eyeballs, unless you had your camera
Don't
out.
tease it, because we already know which one it is. I want to hear more about these other WrestleMania stories, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I want to hear some too.
I thought it was a little interesting that Rey Mysterio didn't wrestle.
That's the one that took me off
I
the
guess he
track,
got
dude.
injured on Friday.
He got really injured. He pulled his hamstring out.
Y-
apparently.
Yeah,
Pulled his hamstring, and
he must be
he
a
was
Padre
replaced
fan.
with Ray Phoenix, and Ray Phoenix did not win. And Rey Mysterio was there. Rey Mysterio was there with his mask off. If
So
you didn't notice,
You as a fan, my assumption was if Rey Mysterio was able to wrestle in that match, he would have pulled the mask off Americano. That was my opinion of how that match should have ended. Obviously,
absolutely. And instead, it just turned into an Americano squash match, kind of with a little bit of flair from Ray Phoenix. I mean, I think Ray Phoenix put on a great match, but they obviously went the other direction with it because Ray couldn't wrestle.
Yep.
It was very obvious to me that was just going to be a filler. The intros were great. The entrances were great. The match didn't really live up to the entrances.
I think personal enjoyment though. Just think about this: the first year, not even the first 2 goddamn months that you and your brother are in WWE, you guys are both WrestleMania acts. Like, I think that's pretty cool. Ray Finks, Penta, that's crazy because they are brothers. And they obviously, I respect Triple H because their credentials speak for themselves. But when you're in this league, you got to earn it, bro. You got to earn it. I don't care what you did in the past. You got to earn it here. That's my opinion. What is your opinion, brother?
I mean, when you come to WWE, it's a whole different ballgame.
100%.
I mean, you can be a long timer in AEW or in WCW or ECW, and you can be a legend from those places. But when you come into WWE, it's a completely different process. It's a completely different product, and you have to learn their ways of doing things. And it's a whole new ball game. It's completely different, and it's a lot of work to be on that level in WWE. It's the pinnacle. It's where you want to be in wrestling right now.
Okay, before we go to, you always stop me 12 times. I'll just stop me again. Before we go to that, how do you feel about the acquisition of the Latino league?
It's not
purchase?
Latino, bro. Just say it the way it is. It's a fucking Mexican wrestling league,
Is that
dude.
what- I
Yeah,
really-
Triple A.
I've never
I'm
seen
excited
it.
for it.
Triple A,
I've never seen it,
dude.
honestly.
Yeah, it's 100% luchador style Mexican wrestling.
It's something we need more of. It's something that not to mention like the other guys, but I'm gonna mention them. They're worth mentioning. AEW, they've had a lot of luchadors come in and do their thing over there, and they've done a pretty decent product. They've done a pretty good job with it, and it's something that WWE has been lacking for a while. And so I'm
agree.
really excited to see them venture into this direction, to see them do luchador wrestling in a serious way.
I'm excited as well. Sorry for mispronouncing that. So one more question for both you guys. I
Mhm.
don't know if you're a big fan of him. I don't know if you are, but we got to say it. How do you feel about the Maverick? Do you know who the Maverick is? But don't say nothing. Do you know who the Maverick is?
Nope.
I'm glad you don't. How do you feel about Logan Paul being in the WWE?
I think it's great.
Hey, he's an athlete. I'll tell you that.
I think it's great, dude. I think it's better than him boxing or his brother boxing. Like, they should both be wrestlers, because they know how to sell and they know how to put up a show, and that's what you want. In, as Curtis was mentioning, like a league that high as WWE is, because like WWE is basically like the top,
The pinnacle.
the top of wrestling. Whether you want to call wrestling fake or whatever, like they're still athletes. They're still putting their body on the line.
They're
Like,
professionals.
and I mean, they're just as respectable in my eyes as a baseball player, a basketball player, football player, even a hockey player. They're like, they are 100% athletes, and they
Even
do
a
this
hockey player.
every single week, bro. They do it every single week,
night after night.
and the craziest thing to me is like they follow a storyline, and like that's something that you don't really see in sports too much. Like in most sports, like the storyline develops on its own. These guys, they're like 2 months ahead on the storyline, and they're feeding it to you in a certain way that you're reacting to it little by little. And I mean, I'm just stoked to see this new wave, this new WrestleMania 41 that just happened. Like, it really started reshaping the WWE, man. Like, Penta and the fatal four way with Dom, and Dom getting the championship. Like, nobody knew who was gonna get it, and now
Before we talk about that match, I want to talk about
okay,
that match.
cool, bring
But
it.
on the topic of Logan Paul, at first I was like everybody else. I was like, I don't want this guy in WWE. He's trying to be a part of everything. He's trying to, he thinks he's the best at everything and all this stuff. But I really kind of turned the corner on Logan Paul.
I
To
mean,
be honest
he
with you,
damn well is the best of everything.
he's got the gift of gab, which you have to have. He is an athlete. He's proven to be an athlete. He can carry a match. He's wrestled good matches. He's had great entrances. He had a great match with AJ Styles. I mean, he deserved to win that match. He's had other WrestleMania matches. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated at WrestleMania, isn't he?
Well, since he lost to AJ Styles, probably not.
He did
No,
not
he
lose.
beat-
did not
he
lose.
beat AJ Styles.
He beat Rey Mysterio. He beat AJ Styles. I think he beat Randy Orton. He may be. I'm not factual. Like I said, we
He
are
might have
fans
lost
talking
one.
to fans.
I'd have to go back and double check that.
I'm gonna
But-
crack one for that.
And to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter because I think he's doing a great job, and I definitely think he has a future with WWE. And I
100%.
think it's better that he's doing an entertainment-based sports realm rather than something like trying to do MMA or boxing or baseball or basketball or any of those things.
Well, he would have never made it as a professional like that. Maybe just boxing or UFC.
Boxing, UFC, I think combat sports was always his kind of forte, was always his realm. That was always what him and his brother were pitching themselves as on their own
As a
YouTubes and everything like that. But he is very entertaining.
as a former rap artist, and I still freestyle better than you guys any day. As a former rap artist, I always envisioned me as a wrestler. When I had to step in stage, instead of anxiety, I'm like, dude, I'm coming out. Like I'm Macho Manning right now. I'm Hulk Hogan right now. I'm Razor Ramoning. I'm DXing. I've always like had that persona, thanks to wrestling. Wrestling. Being a fan of it as a kid gave me a little bit of confidence. Maybe it's just me. What do you guys feel about how did wrestling change your guys' adolescence?
No, it's 100% true, dude. Because like, I mean, I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. I'm a huge fucking Eddie Guerrero fan, and just the way that they approach the game, dude. It's like you know that of course they're putting their body on the line, but they got a script, and in that script, either you're the good guy or you're the bad guy. And it doesn't matter which one you are, but you gotta play the shit out of your character, and that's all there is.
And sometimes things happen, and they got to flip the script. I mean, they have backup plans.
Injuries.
There's a lot of
yeah.
things that happen that a lot of people don't understand how the business works.
Before we get into the women's match, do you remember that time when Jeff Hardy was drunk and he was supposed to win the championship? You remember that?
I do vaguely remember that.
Speak about it. Tell me.
It's not a night that WWE really wants to remember.
We're not WWE. We're not sponsored by WWE.
It's definitely something that it was off the cuff. I mean, it was unexpected. It was something that.
Do you remember who he was against?
You know what?
I think it was Kurt Angle, right? I could be wrong.
It might have been Kurt Angle.
If you guys know. So anyway, the story goes, Jeff Jarrett was Jeff
Hardy Boys.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy from the Hardy Boys was supposed to win the World Heavyweight Championship or Intercontinental, whatever. He's supposed to win a belt. He showed up drunk, and mid-match, not even mid-match, like 5 minutes into the match, supposed to be like a 25-minute match. 5 minutes into the match,
yep,
they got the call from the back.
Like,
and it's like, hey, dude, this guy's done.
Yeah.
Force pin him, count quick. He's out. He ain't
get
winning.
him out of here. Yeah.
And
was
almost like the
odd
Bret
night.
Hart, almost like the screw job.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of for the right reasons. They had to do something.
Yeah, they did Bret dirty.
They did Bret dirty.
They did Bret dirty, but that was okay.
This was kind of called for.
Can we do it now? Can I finally get it?
Well, let's talk about Penta and Dom. And
Yeah, but we still got 2 matches to get through. Smoke.
let's talk about this fatal 4-way Intercontinental title match. I mean, Dirty Dom winning the Intercontinental Championship.
I think it's huge.
Nobody expected the little guy, the bad guy, San Diego guy, by the way, to win the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta, which they all performed great in that match. That was a great match. I mean, Braun Breaker even spearing, through the table. It was amazing. It was a great match. It was a really entertaining match.
I love the finish.
The finish was great. I liked that it involved Finn and Dom, and that Dom took it.
So you were there. I wasn't there. You were there. I saw it on TV. How was that pop in person? Consider that they boo this.
Probably
this guy.
It was very surprising and very exciting. Everyone's been booing Dirty Dom for months and months. Even years, ever since he's come into the WWE, nobody wanted him to be a WWE wrestler in the first place. Like, he was fully rejected to begin with. He wins the title, and it gets the biggest pop of the night.
And how did he win that? The 619 and then the frog splash.
It was just a frog splash.
It's the frog splash.
He didn't give that guy.
He gave a 619 before the frog splash. Yes,
to the guy. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. And there was a couple attempts, but he finally landed it, and then he gave the frog splash and got the win. And he actually came back out a second time for like a second celebration. The pop was so big.
That's rad, dude. And you know what? Going into that fatal 4-way, I was rooting for Penta. I thought he was gonna end up getting it.
Penta was a dark horse.
I thought Penta was gonna get. I agree with him. I thought Penta was gonna get it.
Penta's a fan favorite. There's no reason he couldn't win it. I personally didn't see Braun losing, but Braun's definitely a fan favorite too. I mean, he's the badass. He's
But watch
Dom,
out
dude,
for the fatal 4-way with the SD podcast. We got a triple threat going on right now. You better watch out.
But Dom and the way that his career has developed, it's great, man. I love to see it. I don't care if he's the heel or the bad guy, whatever you want to call it. Like,
I think
he's just great. He's great.
I think we're going to see a face turn with him.
Real quick before we have
might even be coming out in the lowrider here pretty soon. That's my prediction.
That'd be sick.
What do you feel about the main event, day 2? Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. How do you feel about that? History was made. How do you feel?
Well, definitely breaking Ric Flair's record is
shitty.
It's huge.
It's shitty and huge. It's history making. It's great and it's bad. It's good for business, though. I mean, records are made to be broken.
I mean,
Cena is definitely he's a legend. He's going to be a legend when he retires. He's a future Hall of Famer for sure.
100%.
There's no way he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's been the workhorse for a very, very long time. Big match John. He deserves to win.
Never heard him called that ever.
Oh, absolutely.
No, but it's the truth, dude. Like, I mean, he's been carrying WWE for like over 15 years now. Honestly, like there ain't no way that you could overlook that, and that's what Ric Flair did. And back in his day, he was carrying, wrestling for such a long time, and that's why he was legendary with his championships, and that's why he was legendary with his flair and the way that he did things. But like John Cena, aside from being a small little joke,
Selling Ross out of jorts.
You know what? For being a small guy, he's one of the strongest guys on the roster.
he lifted the Big Show, dude.
He's very strong.
That was in his prime. This is now. This is his last time. Shout out to John Cena for winning. I mean, it couldn't have went any other way. Cody Rhodes was getting boring. The John Cena heel turn is very exciting. I can't wait to see what they do with it. But now, can I do it?
The heel turn,
One thing
I don't
will
like
say
it.
is coming up. Backlash.
They won't let me, bro.
Backlash. It's going to be Randy Orton versus John Cena.
All right, so
I also want to talk about Randy Orton.
run it.
One of the funniest moments of WrestleMania, and then we'll talk about what I think the other match that stole the show
I'm gonna segue them into that.
to the triple threat
all reason
match
me. All right,
for
go
the
ahead.
women. But
Okay.
we'll talk about that after.
Who cares about the women? They don't get paid enough.
It was a fantastic match, though. I think it stole that night. But the funniest moment was Joe Hendry answering the call of Randy Orton's open challenge. And when Joe Hendry landed his move on Randy Orton and he did his little turn to the camera and then he ate the RKO for the win for Randy Orton, it was absolutely hilarious. It was very well done. Kudos to Joe Hendry for good acting.
Shout out Joe Henry, but before, damn it, yeah, it's a good fucking thing. Do you think that there was any other superstar that should have deserved that spot? Trick Williams, maybe. Do you think there was any other superstar?
I would have
that
loved
should
to have
deserved
seen
that spot?
Rusev debut at WrestleMania and
Against
not on
Randy
Raw
Orton.
against Randy Orton. That would have been a very surprising pop to have Rusev come back at WrestleMania and answer the call to Randy Orton rather than having him come back on Raw. But he also did get a very big pop on Raw. I mean, they had to do something special for Raw.
You always have to, especially following off
understand why they did
WrestleMania.
what they did.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? And we are SD Podcast. We're talking wrestling because guess what? Wrestling is coming to our town November 29th.
Survivor Series.
Damn right.
War Games.
At where?
Petco Park.
Petco Park, man.
Be
So-
there. I'll be there. I'll see you there. I hope to see all the San Diego fans out there and all the wrestling fans out there and all the Padres fans out there.
Hey, plug your podcast. Give him an autograph if you see him. What's your podcast or what's your Instagram? I mean,
I don't have Instagram. I don't really do social
what's your
media.
Google?
I'm
Dude,
just-
dude,
All right.
Curtis
His,
is
so-
just
social security number is 616. No,
look. Check
The
it.
real
Okay,
world.
check it. If you want to end up kicking it and hanging out with Curtis, my boy right here, and talk sports, pull up to the draft. Pull up to the draft sports bar
You'll find
any
me out
given night out here in Oceanside Boulevard, and what is it? College Boulevard.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Pull up out
Unaffiliated plug. We are not paid for saying this. We do it on love.
Shout out to Tom.
I do love the draft as well. Shout out Tom. Hey, those wings of fire. You son bitch. Those are wings of fire.
They are good wings.
So you go ahead. Give me a segment.
All
before I
right,
do
cool.
this.
So we went deep into the wrestling, which that's kind of what we wanted in this episode.
Well, let's
'cause-
talk real quick though. That triple threat match.
Wait,
Hold on.
hold on, because there's no negative shit to talk about the Padres, to be honest. So we went in deep with the
we
wrestling,
didn't even get to talk to pitching.
and
Well, we did.
hold on. So you were talking John Cena, how he went bad. Yes, his heel thing, it makes sense. You know, again, he's been he's been carrying WWE forever until now. Now is the turning point, the pivot point, especially them acquiring AAA, especially them coming to San Diego pretty soon. But in my eyes, now that what's this guy? Seth Rollins?
This guy just snapping me. Yeah, Seth freaking Rollins.
I know I was just snapping in general. Seth Rollins, like now that he's got this new manager, I think he's gonna end up winning the belt against Cena, and then he's gonna end up having a good match against Cody Rhodes, and it's gonna be fucking electric,
So
dude.
there is
Randy Orton's definitely going to be in that mix too.
there is a conspiracy saying that Seth sold his soul to The Rock, and that's why he's getting this.
Dude, the Rock is just a regular human being, dude. That motherfucker was in Hawaii.
Well, he was. You know, one thing I wanted to talk about also is that he, real quick, I was disappointed that he was not at WrestleMania. I found the finish to the match to be a little bit bizarre with just Taylor Scott coming out, whatever.
Travis Scott.
Yeah, sorry, I get
Say his
those
name
names.
with respect.
Travis Scott. Yes,
I didn't like that
He came
collab.
out and basically
I don't
just.
like him either.
I don't really like his participation in WWE
Same.
because it has no story behind it rather than he's just hanging out with The Rock and John Cena.
100%.
This guy, obviously, they tried to train him on the mic, and he can't do it.
He ain't no Bad Bunny.
I didn't even like the
He's
fucking.
kinda-
I didn't even like the theme song.
He's
Let's
just
be
a
real.
hired thug.
I didn't even like the theme song.
He's a hired gun, and he just goes out there when The Rock's not there. He's like, "I'm going to
We
be in
gotta
Hawaii,
go
so you
back
go
to
out there
rock
do
and
my
roll
dirty work
themes.
for me." And it was a kind of I felt like a weird work. I kind of felt like someone got injured at the end of that match, and it was like a rush.
Well, see, the only reason why they had Travis Scott there is because they were collabing on a merchandise
Scott.
deal with WWE, and that's the only way to really get him involved in the ring. But like storyline, all this shit,
And that's kind of why
you don't need him.
because it's kind of forgettable to me.
he ain't no Bad Bunny. He ain't no Bad Bunny. He ain't
no
do
Bad Bunny.
he ain't doing no
It's time.
San Juan.
I don't
street
care
match.
if they fucking want to overtalk me or not. It is time to talk about the women's triple threat match, day 2 of WrestleMania. One of the best matches I've seen in a long time. It was fast paced.
Went viral.
It was energetic.
It stole the show.
It was beautiful.
In my opinion, kicking off with that match, I mean, I didn't expect him to kick off with it. It was amazing that they did that energy. to
Kind of
kick off the
offensive,
show.
but I appreciated it. Yeah.
But at the same time, that match could have been right up there with. It could have closed the show.
What do you mean could have? It closed
It
the show before
probably-
the show opened.
It probably
They-
should have. They
I
tore
feel
the roof
bad.
off.
I feel bad when you have a match like that. I feel bad for every other performer after you because you got to meet that level. And you already know nobody could. So shout out Io Sky,
Io Sky, congratulations.
Bianca Belair, and
And
Rhea
congrats
Ripley.
to all three of them.
You guys had a great
Shout
match.
out.
I didn't think Io Sky was going to win. I'm going to be real. I didn't think Io was going to win. She won. I can't wait to see your next opponent because obviously it ain't Rhea or Bella or Bianca because you whooped their ass. So shout out shout out the continued women's championship. You earned that.
And still,
Io Sky. But I think that was probably the best match of both days. What do you think? You were there. What do you think about it?
dude, personally, I think that it was a great match. And just that picture that went viral off of the match, dude, it's crazy. Like, I mean, yes, it's because they're women, but it's beyond that, dude. Like, women in wrestling are the next level up, just like women in rap. Like, they are not necessarily hot commodities, but they are the next chapter in the art that is wrestling or that is rap. You know, they're bringing this new energy into the game, and I love it.
Just
I love
imagine,
it.
just imagine if they could rap. God dang, they kill it. Hey, well, before that, let me bring the segue. Do you know? Because you're a wrestling fan, Lucha Underground. Do you know that? I don't know if you guys know this. It's a little fun fact for all you guys. You should look up the match because it is brutal. You know that Chelsea Green fought Penta in an intergender match at Lucha Underground, and it was brutal. It was off the cuff, very hardcore, not sexual wise. I'm saying like athletic wise. Dude, Penta threw her through a table. I think he threw her through a chair. Like, dude, It
That's
was
hardcore.
dude.
Hardcore.
It was so.
I didn't catch that match. I'm gonna have to watch that
Dude,
online.
so much respect for Chelsea Green. One of my favorites. I
I
think on
love Chelsea Green.
SmackDown.
She's awesome. I think
Oh,
she's a great
Goodness,
performer.
I can't even say how much I fucking love you.
Yeah,
But, you know,
she's
Alright.
a great performer, and she's really come around in the WWE. I think she's getting a lot of a great, well-deserved push.
first ever women's American
Oh,
champion.
American champion. That's right.
Come on,
Yep.
baby,
That's
come
correct.
on.
Curtis, all right, well, run us down this triple
Women's-
threat match.
I mean, the maneuvers, the actual triple threat involved maneuvers in this match were some of the best I've seen. I mean, whenever you have these three people involved with the top rope type stuff, they pulled it off and they really sold it, and it was a highly physical match. All the near falls were perfectly sold. The slams, the plexes, everything in and out of the ring was just fantastic. I mean, it was a thing of beauty. It was a work of art. I think they did much better than the men that night. In some ways, it was
Every way.
in my opinion, it stole the show. They tore the roof off that house for sure. Mad props to those three ladies. Mad props.
Shout out to the ladies.
Remember, you gotta drink every time I say "woof." That's the first time in eight episodes.
Hey,
Before I let you finish,
and if you guys haven't noticed, we got the little Tatis WWE plush doll in this episode for the same reason.
hey, yeah, because that's what he got from the game. So I want to ask you a personal question. You being a diehard fan, and you go to these events, that was a very expensive event. We're not talking about prices. I wanted to, but we're not. How is the?
It was expensive.
How is the environment? How is the interaction different from watching it at home? Because I love the announcer. I love Michael Cole and whoever else is on him.
You know,
Right.
that is
How
one
was that?
thing-
Let me add to that real quick,
Yeah.
Curtis. How far away were you from the ring?
Oh, you know what? It's interesting. I mean, technically, I was far, but everything was done so big and so awesome that I had a perfect view of everything. I was in the ADA section 300, right above the ring. I had a full view of the stage. And you got to think about it. The stage, it looks kind of small down there, but it's a 22 by 22 foot ring.
It didn't look small to me.
It's a large ring. This is a very large ring, larger than what they've done in like WCW or other things. This is WWE runs the largest wrestling ring. A lot of people don't know that. When they had the old WCW invasion back in the day, real quick, the wrestlers had to adjust to a larger ring. That's something that a lot of people don't know.
Fun fact for you guys: I didn't know that WWE had the largest ring. Keep going.
Yeah, so it was, and all the screens that they have around, it was like you're watching it on TV and you're watching it live at the same time. It's really cool.
Can you hear the commentating?
No, that's the one thing I want to touch on. When you watch a WWE live event live in person, you do not hear any commentating. You get to watch the introduction of the commentators and you never hear from them ever.
That would piss me off. I mean, I'm paying all this money and I can't even hear shit through the speakers. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Flip the coin though. You are a season ticket holder for the San Diego Padres. You don't hear Don and Mud when you're at your seats, do you?
No, you don't.
Actually,
sometimes you
in my
do.
seats, I kind of do.
You do.
I'm also a season ticket holder. I do not hear
I
them.
got a replay screen actually in my seats, so sorry for you guys.
Hey, wait till the ticket giveaway.
I have a screen in my seat, and sometimes you can hear some things, but they normally do not broadcast their voices throughout the game.
That makes
So,
sense.
Would you recommend going to a PLE?
I absolutely recommend it, 100%. It's not something you can do all the time, or maybe you can if you can, and you love it. Do it all the time, please.
Extra guac.
Shell it out. I mean, mad props to the show that they put on. It was incredible. I even went to one quick mention. I went to the kickoff party with Cody Rhodes, and that was at the Grand Prix Plaza. It's not even open until May 2nd, but we lined up on the racetrack, and we went in, and they had rented out the entire plaza. They had drummers hanging from bungee cords, like from, like bungee jumping cords from the roof, and they were drumming upside down.
See,
and they,
Tavo moved to Vegas.
yeah, and they had like dancing girls in like these giant shiny outfits with like globes and bunny heads, and they had the Raiderettes roller skating around.
How many Raiderettes would you give it?
Shout out.
I mean,
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably one or two.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, there was like 9 of them there, and I'd say, there was a good 6 or 7 of them.
He's
that
like
were highly
12.
attractive. Yeah.
There was 9 there. I'd be 12 of them.
Hey,
Jeez, hey, I'm a Charger fan. Not to disrespect the Raiderettes.
No disrespect. to
I
any of
stay
them.
bolted.
No
all right?
disrespect.
I stay
They
bolted.
did a fantastic job. The entertainment. Oh, and they had girls dancing on loop rings hanging from the ceiling, and all kinds of lighting. And they had a DJ. It was super loud. They had buffet style food and an open bar.
So sum it up. This man had a great time at WrestleMania. Chargers or Padres are still in first place. Chargers picked a running back. The SDFC plays on Saturday. It's a rematch for Salt Lake. Let's do it. We're the hometown. What else you got to say, Big Vic?
well, you know what? Since we do have a guest and we did start a little late on this episode, we're gonna end up extending it just a little bit because again, we got a third voice, so it's not just me and Smoke this time. But again, just like prior times, we have been neglecting a little bit of the people on the YouTube and on the Instagram. So I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been tuning in and also commenting. So I'm gonna segue real quick to some of these comments. We got Nilo right here saying shout out from damn dude, I wish I knew how to read better.
Maloid from the Philippines.
Kusong Philippines. I hope I pronounced that shit right, my boy. Kusong Mikiyo from Philippines. Abuelo perro.
Say it again.
Okay. Kusong Mikuyo from Philippines. Yeah.
One more time, just for me.
Nah, dude, I'm gonna move on to the next comment.
I love when he reads that.
And then we got Chris also from YouTube saying the Murph short is
Hey,
fire.
Sure
Woo!
is fire.
Flame emojis.
go.
Mad respect
Hey.
to Murph.
Should I show him the back?
Run it, dude. A little twirl. Hey, forget the mic. Oh, hey, just careful. Hey,
There it is.
shout out to everybody on the internet world. Hey, ooh,
It's not-
triple fail. Okay.
This mic is weird.
And okay, so on the
It's mic's
Instagram,
fault. Don't worry about it.
real quick,
Michael's
we
fired.
have people tuning in and
Fire the
out,
mic.
tuning in and out. No major comments on the IG, but we do appreciate everybody on the Instagram, everybody on the YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify for tuning in to the SD Podcast brought to you by Kick Labs. We are joined by Curtis, our first guest of the podcast. It's been great, man. I mean, Curtis went to WrestleMania, so this
It was a great time.
So you know what?
Full circle.
You are the first initial guest of the podcast.
first guest.
Do you have any final thoughts? You want to talk to the people? Go ahead.
I
2 minutes.
want to thank the fans for this season of the Padres. I mean, what about the fans showing up? It's like they're the players that aren't out there. You know what I mean? Like the fans are definitely players in all of this.
10th man.
Absolutely. Sold out games at home. We've been fantastic at home. I wish we were a little better on the road.
Well, we've been injured.
We've
So-
been injured. We've got
So we could
11
be.
guys
We
that
could
have
be
been on
fantastic on the
the
road.
IL. I think we're going to improve on the road. I think we're still going to be great at home. And when we get these guys back, we're going to do a lot better. When we figure out things before the trade deadline too, and maybe get some acquisitions, maybe get a couple more arms out there. I think, and with Darvish coming back, hopefully soon, I heard it's potential that we could get Cronenworth back by Saturday or Sunday, but they say the only thing that would re-injure his rib, the quote was, if he gets hit again by the ball again.
Well, okay, let's finish off with the Padres hype because we are home. We've been great at home, and we're facing
Next homestand.
not necessarily bad teams because they are great in their individual
It
talents.
doesn't matter.
We
what
got
team.
Tampa Bay and we got San Francisco in this upcoming homestand.
Hey, I say Lowe's, you better order some extra brooms because what are we gonna do?
We're gonna sweep, baby.
Sweep both
Sweep,
these damn
sweep.
teams. No, but honest opinion, I'm risen up. What do you guys honestly think?
I think we could sweep, dude. We really can sweep both these teams.
Yeah.
We
That's
can.
my
Have
guys.
any concern? It's
My
more
guys.
about the Giants than it is about the Rays.
And the Rays, they
The
do bring
Giants have been
pressure.
better this season.
Ain't scared of the
I'm not
Giants,
scared
ain't
of
scared of
them
the
at all.
Rays.
I want them to be better. I want that competition, especially in our house.
Yeah, well, and you know, the way that I think about it personally is like the talent of the Padres is there. We could do it hands down. They could sweep all these freaking teams. The main thing holding us back is just those injuries, man. Personally, I think Merrill could be back in the lineup, but not having him in the lineup hurts. Not having Arias hurts,
They're
and
trying to get them
both
up to
those guys
running
could be in
speed
the
for
lineup.
Saturday,
It's so hard
possibly.
because you know what? Vic is 100% right.
We'll
Our-
see.
Our injuries are hurting us, but at the same time, we have a championship team without them. I'm not saying we don't need them, but dang, we could use you guys.
We need them all. They're all
You
great.
don't want to rush the process, though, right? You don't want to.
No, I mean, let them get through it now.
And that's the word that I used earlier in the episode, man. And I think it's really load management. They only use that in basketball, to be honest. But I think the way that Mike Schultz is using this season and the way that these new rules have been implemented into MLB, he's taking advantage. I can't say for sure because I'm not in the freaking clubhouse. Shit, if I had a media pass, like, you know damn well I fucking would be telling you all the fucking truth.
Yeah, I'd be sneaking in under his raincoat.
But-
I'd be over there.
Personally, that's my opinion. I think that they're load managing Darvish. I think they're load managing Merrill. And I think they're load managing maybe not Arias at this
Honestly,
point.
don't even know what the hell that term
but
means.
hey,
Playing it
Hayward.
safe with Cronenworth for sure.
What
too.
does that? What does that term even mean?
It means that they're adjusting your play time so that you could be on the field on certain occasions, just like how it is in basketball.
Okay, all right.
So with Darvish, I could see it. They've been playing it since spring training, 100%. Darvish is ready to go, bro.
He's
Like,
ready to go.
He's ready
I
to
think
go.
he's
He's
been
been
ready.
ready.
I think
He's
he's
been
been
ready.
ready.
I think he's been ready.
But they're
Let's all
playing.
be real about it.
But they're playing it, and it's okay. I'm not mad about it because, like,
They're waiting.
because you want these other starters to prove themselves.
Listen,
Hart has
listen.
not been good.
Vic,
Vasquez
listen.
hasn't been that good.
our
Let's talk about who has
our
been good.
our pitching bullpen rotation, our pitchers have been stellar.
The bullpen, they can't score on
The
us.
bullpen
You
is-
you don't want to give credit to Ruben Niebla. You want to give credit to the pitchers. Okay, go
No,
ahead.
it's all
Go
Niebla,
ahead.
dude.
It's all-
It's all Niebla.
It's
It's
all
the
level,
fog.
yeah.
It's the fog, baby.
But I'll tell you this: you know who's turned into a fantastic number 3 for us is Nick Pivetta.
100%. Yes, sir.
So okay, so you're over the heart experiment. You,
No,
I
no.
think we should still put him out there, but he's definitely like a 4 or a 5. He should slap down to the. Slap down to the
He's a
5.
hard 5 for
He's
sure.
a hard 5. We need to pick up a 4th.
Hey, what about that Vasquez
Before
guy?
Darvish
What
comes
about
back.
Randy V as one of our starters? He wasn't horrible.
You know what?
Wasn't the
he's-
best.
He wasn't the best. He wasn't horrible. but
He's good
he's hit
at
or
home.
miss.
He's good at home, but when he's on the road, he just gets shooken up or something. I don't know what it is.
Hey,
We need a guy.
hey,
who's good
faithful,
both.
faithful. You know, you play at home base. It's gonna be hard to beat the goddamn San Diego Padres because you guys are there. We're all there. But on the road is where it counts. So if he's weak on the road, get him out the starting 5.
Yeah, just toss
That's
him into
my
the
opinion.
bullpen, dude.
Okay. All right.
Ta-
So who would you put up there, brother? Who would you put up there, Vic?
Right now, I mean, the choices are slim, dude. We have a 40-man roster that we are already like fully using, and when it comes to a starting arm,
We're gonna have to
the
pick
the
one up.
the only other guy is Waldron, and
He's hurt.
I also think they're load.
Knuckleball Walls hurt.
I think they're load managing him too.
Knuckleball Walls. Oh, so he's saying he's not hurt, but he's hurt.
Well, he
I-
was hurt.
I
but
think they're load. Yeah, obviously he
They're
did
doing a
start
lot of
hurting.
load
Teach me what that
management.
means.
But I
didn't
think
know what that
I
meant.
think they're load managing him too. So like, because check it, if you get to see the knuckleball in the beginning of the season, then you're gonna adjust by the time that the All-Star break happens, and then you get into the second half of the season, you know exactly what those pitches are gonna look like. But if you keep Waldron on the reservoir until after the All-Star break, then
So-
you get to
so
see
you-
those pitches,
so-
and you don't hit.
God damn it, Vic. So you're telling me we are waiting to release Darvish and Waldron until after the All-Star break?
No, Darvish is coming up in May.
he'll
100%.
come back. He'll
He's
come back
nasty,
next
bro.
month.
He's nasty.
Darvish is coming back in May, but these other arms that we do have, like even Brito, bro, like why are we holding back on Brito? Like he should be in the
He's a
squad right
reliever,
now.
dog. What are you talking about? He's a reliever, though. But yeah, you're right. I think we should call him up. I agree with you.
But it's the new age of baseball, and the Padres are doing something unprecedented. And I think it really comes down to load management. They don't want to call it that way. They don't want to see it that way.
Still need to
Whatever
look
it
at one
is,
more on him.
Mike Show, he's working that pen. He really is.
I'm gonna start using that word next podcast. So don't
What
worry
about one
that.
good thing though? What about how great
I thought
in the
that was a good
bullpen,
thing.
and even also, that's great. What about even as a closer, we've used him, Wandy Peralta. He's been doing a great job this year.
Dude, I like Peralta. What I really don't like is Yuki. I would call him Yucky Matsui.
He has his moments where he does good.
I hope that doesn't stick.
But he always, he always wraps up the inning, but he always gives up one or two.
Yep. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, dude.
He'll get out of a bases loaded situation.
I'm not sold on Yuki, bro. Yucky Matsui,
He'll give
bro.
up
He's
a
not
home
doing inning
run and
reports.
get bases loaded, then he gets out of it.
Yeah, Matsui and what's that Cuban kid? I forget his name, dude.
The tall guy, right? The tall. I always think they're all tall to me. So
He's like been like in the roster forever, dude. He's like a high prospect.
what's his fucking name? Just give me his last name.
I can't remember his name. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like
We've got a few of those guys that are
yeah,
kind of forgettable.
it's that cute. No, he's not forgettable because he's like a main piece, but
He's good, but he's
it's,
not being utilized as much as he should be, probably, right?
Over Yuki. Come on.
it's not like it's not Maldonado, dude. It's
Maldone's our catcher, bro.
I can't think of this motherfucker's name, dude, but he pisses me off every single time I see him because he's not locked in. Just like Matsui's not locked in. They're both great pitchers. They're great bullpen pieces, but
Hey,
like
respect though. You know what? Ruben Niebla has a certain structure that he has for pitchers. Not everybody believes into it. Not everybody fucking goes to it. So maybe it's time to trade these guys.
Morejon, that's what I was thinking about.
Mario.
Oh, Adrian Marjon is
Morejon is
a
not locked
monster,
in.
bro. How you say he's not locked in?
He's-
He's correct.
He's not locked in.
He's been in our reserves for what 3-4
we
years.
don't use him enough to have him locked in, though.
We should, or you don't want him. You don't
No,
like him.
I like Morejon, but it's
I
like
Morejon
it's
over-
like
over
he
Matsui.
always looks nervous, dude. And he's been giving up runs just like Matsui. And it's like, dude, we need you to lock it in, hold it tight, so like that when we get the closer, we could just call it a day and go home and say we got a fucking W. But no, dude, you're out here making it suspenseful for everybody, not just yourself. And then you get nervous on the mound, and then you gotta get talked to like 2 times before you get pulled. I don't know, man. It's tough sometimes.
It's tough.
Hey, we got work to do just as well as
We
every
all
other
got work to
team.
do.
Every other team in the MLB has work to do. So the San Diego Padres. But guess what? We can brag about, at least for this week, in this episode, we are number 1 in the National League
We
West.
are for now.
So
We can hold on to it.
suck it easy, and we'll see you next week. Say
Wait.
something, Vic.
I'm gonna say shout out to the YouTube comments that pulled in. We got 3 real quick. We got Chris coming back with we are 5-5 last 10 games with our minor league squad. All right, which one, dude? We got like 3 different squads.
We've got a lot of spots.
And then again, Chris with the last 2 comments out here saying he didn't say that. Excuse me. Take the Tampa series 2-1. Split with Giants, and that would be a win with the Pods. I mean, that's really logical. That's what I would personally go for, to be
I'll
honest.
take it.
But no, they could easily sweep Tampa and been booing the shit out of
Lowe's,
Han
Home
Kim.
Depot, Walmart, get the brooms ready. We're buying them.
With the Giants, yeah, I could probably see a split. But if you motherfuckers lose the game on Tony Gwynn bobblehead night, I'm gonna be upset.
Look, dude, he's wearing the 21 colors this series. You know what? That's a sexy goddamn
Big
shirt.
old 19 on my mother
That's
damn
a
shirt.
sexy jersey. They're saying technically that's going to be our new City Connect, and I am not mad at it.
I don't believe it.
You know what? I think we're going to sweep them. I don't know Tampa Bay's
All we
record,
do.
but they're coming to fucking Petco Park, and they're in trouble.
All right, Chris, with the last comment out here, hamstring injuries ain't no joke. Shit feels good one day, and the next day it's back. And again, man, I feel like
Hey,
that's
Chris, I
what's,
feel like I want to race you.
I feel like that's what's been going on with Jackson Merrill. I'm pretty sure he's ready to go, but again,
They say he was having trouble getting up to running speed
not well
every day. It's not a consistent running speed.
and
every
this is what
day.
I've been telling Smoke for the last couple of weeks.
He's
He's
optimistic. He's realistic. So
he's young, and he's never had to deal with an injury before.
Not like
and,
this.
and being a major leaguer, you always deal with injuries.
Right. He
So
will be back.
He has to learn how to deal with those injuries,
So
unfortunately.
he said, "Suck it up," but I said,
He'll be
wait,
back.
wait till he's ready. You know,
Absolutely.
you can suck it up, but you don't want to tear it again.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying to tear his fucking leg apart, but you just gotta deal with it
I
sometimes.
mean, it's your job. Tear your fucking. I mean, look at LT. Look at LT.
He'll be back. He'll be ready.
Yeah,
We're
and
not talking about that though. Hey,
I'm hoping for Merrill to be back for Tampa Bay series. If not, it's okay. San Francisco series, that's fine too. But we could easily sweep Tampa Bay, 2 out of 1 or 2 out of 3. I'll take that. With the Giants, fuck that, dude. Sweep the goddamn Giants,
Let's
because
go.
they're on your toes. They're on your toes when it comes to the standings. They better bring their A game, win game 1, Tony Gwynn bobblehead night, and win game 2 on a Wednesday to wrap it up.
all I gotta say is it's bad news for the Tampa Bay Rays and the San Francisco Giants, because you're coming into Petco Park, and this is what the dogs bark, baby. Oh, we are the 10th man, and it's gonna be not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sellouts in a row. It's because you don't know. We're gonna win. We are number 1 in the National West. I don't give a fuck where you're from. You're from Florida, you're gonna learn today. You're from Northern California, you're gonna learn today. All right? We are the San Diego Padres. I'm keeping the faith. LFGSD. Oh.
That's right. And everybody out there
For our faithful.
that tuned in, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Covered a lot of wrestling on this one. Covered some baseball. Covered, of course, the soccer out here in the city. Didn't get a chance to cover a little bit of the NBA, but shout out to the Clippers. And
Shout out to our special guest. Say your name again, baby.
Curtis Clevenger.
Oh, hey. You're going to see Curtis Clevenger at Survivor Series November 29th at Petco
I'll
Park.
be there.
Where else can they see you, my guy?
Well,
At the draft.
You can see me at Petco Park a lot because I'm also a season ticket holder. So you'll see me on level 1, field level.
Autographs later. Give
You
him
might
a
see me
hug.
on the rooftop too.
That's right.
So he loves a drink. So, hey, autographs later.
Yeah, got a chance to cover a little bit of the draft today also. And I'm talking about the NFL draft, of course, not the draft that we usually go to, but
Not the Wingstop place.
We're not getting paid for that. We're not getting paid for either.
but it's been a great episode, man. I
Paid
hope
for any of it.
I hope you had a good time, Curtis.
This is fun, man. It was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here.
Dude, the time flies. It's already almost an hour 30.
I know.
You know,
It's probably one of your longest episodes.
So far, yes, but we haven't been on guest territory before, so this is kind of new to
Yeah.
the SD podcast. But
I hope it went well.
it's great. Oh, it went
how do you
great.
like it? I enjoyed it.
Definitely a little different, trying to get the rhythm, but it was great. So thank you, Curtis. Thank you for accepting the invitation and for
Thank you.
joining us right after your Vegas trip to WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, I just got back actually, like a couple days ago.
Hell yes.
But thanks for having me.
Send us out, baby. Come on, Vic.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. I hope everybody had a good time. Shout out to the comment that said that Murph shirt was sick. But we do have to get up out of here. And, of course, go Padres, LFGSD. We will see you next time, next episode. A shout out to my boy Rob, 1904 Rob, who won the raffle giveaway because we actually
jealous.
dropped it off earlier today. So he posted it on Instagram. Thank you, Rob, for the love. We appreciate everybody who tunes in. Keep on tuning in. We will be giving away Padres tickets soon. Until then, we will see you soon. This is the SD Podcast, LFGSD.
Oh.